another end effector on the station's mobile transporter that allows the whole robotic arm to move up and down the station's truss, and that will be currently positioned on the port side of the truss, but allow it to move around as needed. And as you can see, the space station robotic arm now moving away from the integrated cargo carrier, having installed it on its own mobile base, mobile transporter system. Mission Specialist Julie Payette and Flight Engineer Tim Copra are controlling the system from inside the station's testing laboratory where the robotics workstation is located.
David Wolf and Tom Marshburn, the two spacewalkers for tomorrow, will be spending the night inside the Quest airlock. This is being done so that the bodies can get used to the reduced air pressure and to avoid what's called the bends. Anybody who has ever done any diving is familiar with that term. They have just a few minutes ago wrapped up their pre-breathe exercise, which is where they wear some masks and breathe some enriched oxygen to help with that process.
Spacewalkers beginning to move from the equipment lock of the Quest airlock into the crew lock. The equipment lock is where everything is stored and where the spacewalkers get into their spacesuits. The crew lock is what they'll actually work from as they go outside the space station. That's Mission Specialist Tom Marshburn. You can differentiate the two spacewalkers once they both get out of the airlock by the dashed red stripes on Marshburn's spacesuit and the solid red stripes on Wolf's.
Welcome to EVA, Tom. I'm conveniently aligned for the thermal presses. Get this side. Thank you. That's about how it goes. My lights aren't on. A little dark out that way.
You can just make out Mission Specialist Tom Marshburn in this view from Dave Wolf's helmet camera. Again, as you can see, he's wearing the dashed red stripes, while Wolf will be wearing solid red stripes on his spacesuit.
It looks like you got your kit. You're in position there. Just about. Okay, I'm in position, Dave. Fine. Good clearance all around, Dave. You're good. Thank you, Tom.
The spacewalkers have installed the space-to-ground antenna on the external stowage platform. Mission Specialist Dave Wolf is now on his way back to the external stowage platform with the pump module 2 in hand. That is a pump that would keep ammonia flowing in the station's cooling loops to its radiators, which is needed to keep the systems on the station cool and not overheated.
The pin on my corner is good.
Close-up view here from the helmet camera of Mission Specialist Dave Wolf. He works to get the pump module 2 lined up on the stowage platform.
Okay, pressing with the bolt. Good. PGT, good. Okay. Starting to turn. Coming up on Florida. So I saw it. The blue coral reef. Bahamas.
You can see that last piece of spare equipment here. Again, that's the linear drive unit that Wolf is moving steadily towards. It's the last piece of spare equipment on this side of the cargo carrier, and it is secured again with just one bolt that Wolf will remove, and then we'll only need one bolt to be secured to the external stowage platform when he's able to fly it back over there. On the other side of the cargo carrier are 6 batteries that are going to be installed on the P6 solar array in the next 2 spacewalks.
Kind of over Texas right now. Well,
hey Tom, we don't have KU right now, but you better say hi to your family who's watching.
good move. Exactly. Hello, everyone. Hi, sweetie. Hello, Grace.
There is Mission Specialist Chris Cassidy there. He is serving as the eyes and ears for Wolf and Marshburn inside the shuttle at this time, helping them coordinate and choreograph all of today's activities.
Mark Polanski and Mission Specialist Julie Payette working with the Space Shuttle's robotic arm to unberth yet another cargo carrier, this one the logistics section for the new exposed facility on the Kibo laboratory. And that will then be handed off to be installed in its location, temporary location on the exposed facility. A view of Wakana and Hurley inside the Destiny laboratory working at that robotics workstation. That's again where the space station's robotic arm is controlled from. Have their control of the camera views they can see as well as the robotic arm. Logistics carrier in position to be handed off to the space station's robotic arm. Lots of work going on throughout the station as you're getting a good view up here with pilot Doug Hurley and mission specialist Koichi Wakata in the front here working at the robotics workstation, getting ready to release the logistics carrier from the space station robotic arms hold. Flight engineer Tim Coper just coming up behind them to stop and watch for a second. Look inside the Quest airlock now, where preparations are ongoing for the third spacewalk, the STS-127 mission. As you can see, the crew's now back inside the airlock, and it's continuing to depressurize down to 10.2 pounds per square inch, at which point the crew will be able to take off their air mask. See the 2 spacewalkers here putting on their helmets as they continue getting into their spacesuits. You can see here the space station's robotic arm with the integrated cargo carrier on the end that is holding the 6 batteries that the spacewalkers will be working on later in the spacewalk. It's on its way out to just about as far as the arm can reach near the P6 solar array where the batteries will be installed. Cassidy looking inside the hatch, the window of the Kibo laboratory.
And that's correct. And we see the crew in the JPM.
Cassidy removed 4 thermal covers and jettisoned 3 of them, and also pushed 1 button that needed pushing so that a launch lock mechanism would be backed out.